So, back home in Nicholson, the summer of 2017 was exceptional, even though it was very stormy and very wet. Summertime always makes me crave jeeping, for obvious reasons. There just isn't a vehicle better suited for the season. But fall is quickly rolling in, and with the cold nights and chilly days, the soft top is not coming down very much. So it's time to remove the summer clothing from the Jeep and install its winter coat. In a previous video you can see I removed the mirrors from the half doors and purchased this Control set. Now it's time for me to do the same with the steel doors. Removal of these most useless mirrors is actually quite easy. You just need a flat pry tool to pop off the plastic cover like so. Then all you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver to take out the two screws. Once you get them off, just throw them away, or kick them, stomp on them, whatever. Just don't use these worthless things. And also, as you've seen in the last frame, after taking these mirrors off, you're going to need to do a little body work to make your Jeep door look clean again. So obviously the winter coat doesn't just mean the steel doors. I also have a hard top to go on. But this hard top is a bit rough. It's been sitting outside for about 10 years and really needs a good cleaning. The top being only fiberglass, just a little soap and water and a good scrub brush is all you need. I had to make sure to get every part of this top cleaned out before I put it on. So after a good thorough cleaning, the only thing left to do is completely remove the soft top. After removing the doors, the next thing to come out is the windows. Unzip all of them and roll them up neatly. You don't want to fold them, as the plastic can acquire some permanent wrinkles over the winter. Next, just pull off the rest of the top itself, folding in the corners and rolling it up as well. Next to come off is the metal frame from the soft top itself. In the slide rail, with the 2 points of contact the frame makes, there is 2 plastic pegs to be removed, and the frame folds up neatly and slides right out the back. Next, all you need to do is remove the tuck rails. To remove the tuck rails from the body is very easy. All you need is a Torx head and a Phillips head screwdriver. These 2 pieces in the back require the Phillips head, along with the door jambs that run along the windshield. The last part of the soft top to come off is the tuck rail along the top of the windshield. But as you can see, these fasteners are seriously corroded and they're going to give me a lot of trouble. While I'm at it, I also want to replace the windshield gasket. It has been leaking just a little bit, and the dry rot just looks like hell. To replace this gasket, and to have easier access to the windshield tuck rail, I'm going to need to take the windshield down. If you've never done this, it's really quite easy. Just remove the 2 bolts here that go from the roll bar to the top of the windshield, and just the bottom bolt on this bracket, though you can remove all 3 if you don't wish to work around it. Once you have everything removed, it's just a couple of firm pushes to get the windshield down. There has been times doing this where I felt that if I pushed any harder I was going to break something. But you have to remember, these remain closed most of the time, and they can get pretty stuck. So don't get discouraged and just keep applying a gentle amount of pressure until it releases forward. If yours doesn't go down quite as easy as mine just did, just remember I have the new stainless Control hinges that make that job a lot easier. To remove the gasket, you're going to want a stubby Phillips head screwdriver. A standard size is just too long to get in there. This is usually very easy because the fasteners are all very well preserved, as they are basically sealed vacuum tight. After you remove all the screws, it just simply peels off. Once you have the new gasket laid across, it might seem that it's a bit short, but it really isn't. You just need to stretch it, fastening the screws first at the end of the windshield. This will hold the gasket correctly in place, preventing it from bunching up and aligning the holes perfectly so you can put in the rest of the screws along the bottom. So after the gasket is stretched and properly in place, just put in the screws and the job is done. Very easy. With that out of the way, it's now time to work on those corroded fasteners holding down the tuck rail. There is not really any other way around this. They just have to be muscled off with some power tools. After getting the corroded heads off, most of the screws were so disintegrated that they simply just fell apart, and the tuck rail came off rather easy.
That looks good, doesn't it?
Putting the windshield back up requires a lot more care than taking it down. The bolts that go into the windshield to the roll bar are very sensitive, and you have to be very careful not to cross-thread them. Other than the extra care you need to take, it's really very easy. Just line it up and bolt it on. Now that the gasket is replaced, and all the soft top hardware is completely removed, it's time to set on the hardtop. Along the top end of the tub of the Jeep, where the gap in the tuck rails once sat, is an angled piece of metal. Over this metal, you're going to want to put some truck cap foam tape to help the hardtop catch a better seal. Something I thought I had on video, but the iPad Pro I was using for filming had a full storage and I never got it. But I don't really think it's necessary to show me putting on the tape for you to be able to do it. It's very easy and you just lay it out. And once that's done, all you really need to do is set the top into place. It kind of positions itself correctly due to the angled metal. Use the same fasteners that held down the tuck rails for the soft top, 4 on each side, and you're done. There are a few screws you can put where the hardtop connects to the windshield. It also helps to put a little piece of that foam tape along the top of the windshield to help keep some of the air out. But really, getting a perfect seal once the hardtop has been removed from the factory is seldom perfect. But one thing is certain, the steel doors in the hardtop are going to do a much better job of keeping the heat in and the cold out than the soft top would. I hope this video was fun to watch and even useful. Thanks for watching.